Hello, everybody. How's it going? I want to talk about the new law that was passed recently where I think Children's Hospital in Wisconsin, etc., was no longer going to do gender affirming care. And I know it's a hot topic. I feel adults have the right to do whatever they want with their bodies. If you want to get implants or modify or get Botox or reassignment surgery, that's on you. But when it comes to children, absolutely not. There's a lot of changes they have to go through in order for their body to go through the natural process. So if you stunt puberty, who knows what kind of side effects that's going to be when they grow up. I don't know if there's been enough studies done when you stunt someone's natural growth. So I want to talk about my experience when it comes to individuals who have not been allowed to celebrate their body in its natural form. I'm just going to go into some facts. When I joined the military, they had different PT test standards for men and women. Why? It's because structurally we are different. Men are stronger than women. Women are softer than men in certain ways. And sometimes a woman can be stronger than a man. And that's due to hard work, physique, eating, etc. But a majority of women are less strong. And if you think about that, regardless of what you do externally, there's absolutely no way a man can truly become a woman and function as one, and a woman can never become a man and function as one. Even if a man has gender reassignment surgery and appears feminine externally, and a woman does the same, man ends up having a female part, a female ends up having a male part, that female will never be able to impregnate a trans male to female. It's just not possible. So on the outside, you may appear a different gender, but on the inside, the inner structures can never be completely replaced. We can never implant a uterus inside of a man, and we just can't. I don't think it's been done. If I'm wrong, please correct me and let me know. And so you have a lot of individuals who have never accepted their genitalia as it was created. And I'll tell you, the one person I met, and I'm not saying this for all, but it just seems to me like people, even young teens, young adults, etc., that have fought against nature and biology have become very, very, very angry, disgruntled, hate-filled. I don't know. I don't know. But I'll just tell you my experience. I met someone who informed me, and I thought it was a woman. It informed me that at birth they were hermaphrodite, had both male and female genitalia. Their mother chose to have a son, identified that individual as male, and that individual growing up always felt female, and so decided to identify as a woman. On the outside, looked very feminine. I thought this, it just, that's what to me it appeared like. But as I kind of hung out with that person more and more, I could see the male features as well, the mannerisms and the dialect and Adam's apple and all of that. And so I thought everything was fine and dandy. And then one day they asked me who I voted for, and I said my husband voted for Trump, and that person went ballistic. And I had never seen someone so angry and hate-filled in my entire life. So the one thing, and this doctor told me years ago, is all these women that get plastic surgery, you You know, you're enhancing the outside and making it look younger, but on the inside, it's the same old song and dance. So even if you have the face of a 20-year-old, you still have a 50, 60, 80-year-old heart and 80-year-old organs. You've been through menopause, you've been through this and that. You cannot stop biology and nature from occurring. So I would have to think, even as a straight woman, if I was raised in an age or a decade as a teen that my boobs weren't adequate, or I was too heavy on the bottom, or I was taught to hate a certain part of my body because it wasn't acceptable or it wasn't attractive or this or that. If I was led to hate a certain part of my body, I think innately I would have been very frustrated throughout life. So I'm just talking about a mindset, and the fact that I'm just wondering, why aren't parents celebrating hearing I have a boy or I have a girl? Now parents are negating gender altogether and saying, I'm not going to label my son or daughter by male or female. What if you were taught to hate how you were created in the womb? And when God says we are created in his image, and how you were created is perfect as is. So if we're talking about all of that, can you see how children and young people are frustrated and angry, maybe trying to appease their parents? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't hate anyone. But let's talk about it. The way you were created is not a mistake. It was not in error. God did not hate you. If we were taught to embrace who we are, whether it's we're big, tall, short, fat, skinny, whatever, blue eyes, brown eyes, I mean, can we not embrace who we are and celebrate the fact that we are human beings? So anyways, that's all I've got. I hope this helps, and I will be back.